I bought Bitcoin to become rich. It's not doing anything. Hey, welcome back to the weekly crypto review. And I'm hearing people talk about how they bought Bitcoin with the intent of making money, and it's not moving. If anything, it's going down. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's true. Let's take a look at our charts. First, of course, if you think the information I'm giving you is valuable, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. And if you really like what I'm doing, you can always send me crypto. But let's take a look at the charts. We're looking at the weekly Bitcoin chart. And as you can see, we're down this week. Now this is a weekly chart, so we're down, a little bit. Nothing too spectacular. And I can look at the daily chart. It's not going to tell us a whole lot. We had these 3 days up, and then we are slowly coming down. It's a flag. It's a bull flag. Okay, doesn't really tell us a whole lot, and we really don't care. We're in this for the long run, and let's face it, when you're looking at the long term, we're talking months, not hours, days, or weeks. As I've been saying the past several weeks, Bitcoin has never gone above its all-time high for the previous bull run before the halving. And the halving is the end of May of next year. So we've got between 6 and 7 months before that happens. The fact that we're running between, $7,500 and $10,000 per Bitcoin at this point, and going sideways, let's be honest, this is a sideways pattern. We're going sideways. The fact that we're doing this, I see it as a good sign. We've still got 6 months or more before we can get up to this higher. Let's bring this down just a bit. There we go. So we've got 6 to 7 months before we can get back up to these highs. And honestly, again, that doesn't bother me. I would much rather see it go sideways down here than to jump up, because what we're going to find, I believe, is that after we get to 10,000 and above, and we are consistently there, when 10,000 becomes our support, or more likely it'll be 11.5. We've got resistance here at about 11.5. So once we get above 11.5 and the resistance becomes support, I think what we're going to find is that the news outlets, your CNBCs, your MSNBCs, Bloomberg, I think they're going to start talking about Bitcoin again. And slowly at first, but they're going to start bringing in that whole Bitcoin cryptocurrency narrative, and it's going to cause people to get excited. Bitcoin's above 10,000. It's near its all-time high, and it's going to cause people to come in, and the price is going to start going up drastically. And at least I say drastically, just drastically compared to what it's been doing over the past year. Okay, granted, it shot up. If you look at this, it shot up a lot starting in March. Between March and June, it shot up. I expect that same sort of price action to happen once we get above this 11.5. 11.5 or so, and that becomes support. I suspect that we're going to have the same sort of uptrend over the following 3 months. Well, if that happens, if we jump up, if we go up to 11.5 and it becomes support in January of next year, 3 months later we're jumping up near 20,000. Well, that's March. We're close. We're getting close to the halving. But if it happens today or tomorrow, we're looking at February for it to be up near 20,000. I don't want it to be near 20,000 in February. I want it to go up organically, and I want it to happen after the halving, just like it always has. Because if it happens, my belief, if Bitcoin goes up above 20K before the halving, which is, it's never happened, it's never done that before, it's never gone above its previous high before the halving, but let's say it does for the first time ever. If that happens, I suspect what we're going to find is that we'll have a left, I don't remember what the term was, a left tilted chart. We're looking at Bitcoin in a 4-year cycle. Well, the 4-year cycle ends in end of 2021, beginning of 2022. And left tilted means that it reaches its peak before we're halfway through the cycle. Well, probably not going, or close to halfway. We'll put it close to, because halfway through the cycle is, we're looking at December of this year. We're nearly halfway through this 4-year cycle right now. So we wanted to start climbing, really climbing, in the latter half of this 4-year cycle, which means 2021. And by doing this, I think we're going to find that Bitcoin goes up to a much higher price at its peak. It's interesting. I've been saying, I've been listening to people talk about $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of this bull cycle for, well, pretty much this entire year. I did my math back beginning of this year, around March, April. And in fact, it was just about the time I bought in on this run. And it says $250,000 Bitcoin probable. I'm finding it interesting that the longer we go into this bull run, the more people are talking about higher priced Bitcoin. I'm hearing people talk about a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 Bitcoin in this bull run. Is it possible? Certainly. It's certainly possible. Is it likely? I'm not so sure. 200, 250,000, possibly 300,000. I showed you last week where, looking at the charts, 3 times the stock to flow would make Bitcoin a $300,000 per Bitcoin price at the peak. So it certainly is possible. I'm not sure how likely it is. I will have a much better idea as people start to FOMO in and they start to really fear missing the boat. Because again, we're sitting at a point where we're paying $8,400 for a Bitcoin. We're never going to see these prices again. Once we get above this 11.5, this resistance at 11.5, and it becomes support, we're never going to see a 4-figure Bitcoin ever again. Once it reaches its peak at $200,000-$300,000, the next bear market is going to bring it down to $32,000, $33,000, and that's as low as we're going to see. The fact that we are moving sideways is a good thing. It gives us all time to buy more Bitcoin. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is not investment advice. This is my opinion. This is me talking on the internet as a guy saying, I'm buying more Bitcoin. You need to do you. You need to decide for yourself what you're going to do. I'm looking at this and saying, this is a good thing. I've got more time to accumulate more Bitcoin, which means that the more Bitcoin I have, as the price rises, the more money I'm going to end up with when it peaks. So we're looking at that, and so Bitcoin isn't doing much, and that's fine. We're not concerned about that. Let's take a look at others, at the altcoins. So if we look at the 7-day chart for the different coins, what we're going to see is we've got a bunch of coins that are doing better than Bitcoin over the past week. In fact, we've got Chainlink here, which is what, number 12? So it's, it's the 12th highest. And down here at about 18 is BAT. So yeah, Chainlink at up 11.93, so almost 12% over the last week. And Basic Attention Token is up more than 6.5% over the last week. They're outperforming Bitcoin. This is good. These are 2 of the altcoins that I own, that I believe in, that I think have a good potential of making me some money. Again, do your own research. I used to own Neo. I no longer own any Neo. I bought it. I'll be absolutely honest. I had a loss in Neo. I bought it at, I don't know, $40 a coin, and it dropped down to, it's down to $11 a coin. So I took a bath on that. I could have kept it. I decided that I wanted to put the money somewhere else. No big deal. It's the money from there is still in the market, worth a lot less than it was, but that's not a big deal. But as we look at what we've got here, VeChain, I've heard good things about VeChain. I don't own any VeChain. At this point, I don't know that it's going to do all that great, but maybe it will. Again, do your own research. The Chainlink and the BAT, I have absolute confidence in. Those are two altcoins that I absolutely believe are going to do great things over the next year and a half, 2 years. And so I have not a huge amount of money in either of them, but I have some money in both of them with the intent of, hopefully, by the time they finish their run, seeing some good gains. Anyway, I didn't want to make a huge long video this time. I've been trying to make short videos and it never seems to happen. So I'm going to purposely stop now and make this a short video, certainly much shorter than normal, because one, there really isn't a lot going on. And two, if you understand what I've been telling you over the past several months, you don't need me to tell you to keep holding on. You don't need me to tell you to start, keep looking at altcoins and see which ones solve a problem, which ones are likely to go up in price. We're not going to see an alt season like we did last time, where all altcoins went up. We've got nearly 5,000 We've got nearly 5,000 coins. Let's see here. I don't know if this tells me how many coins or not. I don't see it here. But with nearly 5,000 coins, all of them but Bitcoin being altcoins, the chances of all of them going up in the next cycle are unlikely. So pick and choose your coins carefully. Decide for yourself what you think is going to be valuable and why. Once you figure out why it's going to be valuable, you have a much better idea of which ones are going to be valuable. Anyway, that's it for this week. I will see you next Friday. Keep hodling.